Afternoon, folks. Hope you're all well. Welcome to the Nerdy Natter. Just get Facebook on board. Right, that's Facebook on board. Hi everyone. Last day of the year. Wee bit of reflection required. Dragons still evil. World's going to shit. Hell in a handbag if you're religious. And we've had a big year in politics. Change of administration in the House of Thieves and Carpetbaggers. And for those out with Scotland, Westminster is the House of Thieves and Carpetbaggers. The House of Thieves, the Commons. The Carpetbaggers, the Lords. Also known as the House of Smelly Old Drunks and Gravy Trainers. But hey ho. What was fascinating about the 2024 general election here in the UK, we've seen a right-wing party replaced by another right-wing party. And that doesn't normally happen. But the extraordinary thing about what happened in 2024 was that the right-wing party, which is now in charge, lied about being a right-wing party to get elected. So, on reflection, we can see the depth of corruption within the political system, where a whole political party had picked up on the idea of British nationalism in the 2024 referendum and the way of owning the media in the 2024 Scottish referendum, to the way it turned it in the other direction for the 2016 referendum on Brexit. And then we have a look at the corruption within government since, and then we look at this particular election, where a party which has been 14 years in opposition had learnt the best way to win was to deceive the people. That is astonishing in the history of our politics. As I grew up, and as most of you grew up, a minister made a misstep, fell on the sword, resigned. Today, they can have criminal records and get re-elected. We live in astonishing times. And then we see a man like Farage pretend to be a man of the people while simultaneously pretending to be a man of the rich and powerful. Because let's face it, he's not got that much money. He's just a bootlicker. We see the swing to the right in England particularly, as successive governments after successive governments have led to decline. We have seen economic illiterate after economic illiterate in the Treasury, in the Bank of England, and in government in general. So, an astonishing year. Thank fuck it's over. Unfortunately, I'm going to do a Reverend I Am Jolly and tell you what's coming ahead isn't much better. In fact, it isn't fucking better at all. For the last 6 months, this economy has flatlined, then dropped, contracted. The recent budget made matters worse. And I mean Westminster budget. The Scottish budget at this point in time is a matter of contention. And that brings us to recent polling. The recent polling has all been based on scenarios being presented to the Scottish public. The most recent one, Nigel Farage becoming the UK Prime Minister, which they seem to be hell bent on achieving in our mainstream media. But as I say, they're all based on scenarios. But when you look at core polling, without these added scenarios and added questions, then we're still basically within the margin of error. We're in front, but within the margin of error. But this year has been a fascinating year, especially in media here in Scotland, as we've seen some unbelievable lies. I recently reported on a report where teacher numbers declined under the SNP government. The SNP government don't hire teachers. That's the local authorities. And the SNP government had offered 145 million every year to keep teacher numbers the same and class sizes down to 28 to 30 people maximum in urban areas. These unionist councils, they're still refusing because they're saying it's not the power of the SNP, it's not the power of the Scottish Government, it's the power of councils to decide on teacher numbers. And they're cutting. And the press is throwing mud at the government. And then, of course, with the recent one there, of course, on having two equalities ministers, two equalities officers in each health board, maybe one, depending how good they were, based on spending of £80,000 a year on equalities officers within the public services. These people think we're fucking stupid. They think we don't know about the 2010 Equalities Act, which, believe it or not, was pressed for by the private sector. And we're seeing the same thing in America right now with the HB1 visas. The tech gurus that have financed Trump getting back to the top, they want to tap in to the well-educated, tech-savvy kids in India. So they want the HB1 voucher because that tech-savvy kid in India costs less than a burger flipper in America. Fucking funny world we live in right now. Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. And then the story of the day about the collapse of the NHS next year. Well, people, you need to look for connotations under that fucking headline. We've got a budget. We've got unionists desperate to keep the cause of independence down. Could they collapse of Parliament? Could the NHS go bust? Remember, all this negative press, while our NHS is the best performing NHS on these islands. And remember, there are 4 separate NHSs on these islands. It's not just the NHS. Our institutions are being attacked. I've just seen a report on the level of people who passed National 5 Maths. But actually, it was a misreporting of the figures. The amount of kids that took National 5 maths, 76% of them passed. But it was being reported in the press that only 40% of kids here in Scotland could make it to a basic O-level standard. It was an outrageous fucking a lie, because they don't all do National 5s. Depending on the level of learning, they will be directed in one direction or the other. Where it used to be when kids who weren't as great with things like trigonometry and geometry and things like that, they went down the arithmetic path. This still happens in our education system. And yet here with the supposedly public service broadcaster openly lying to the people. Openly lying to people. But mainly in the headline, if you went to the bother reading the actual article, you'd go to the truth of the matter. So, populism, distraction, obfuscation. I mean, at this point in time, the press is atrocious. And it shows in the OECD rankings when it comes to trust in the press in the nations. And that's, I don't just mean in these islands, I mean right across the planet. Trust in the press is really, really low. It really is. But I want to lighten things up as we come to the end of this year. Now, I'm only going to be on for an hour because I'm cooking. And Sarah and I, Sarah's cooking at the moment, I'm not. But I've got a lot to do because this is National Clean Your House Day in Scotland, as we know. You know, some smart arses work their way up to it and put in the extra effort all week. But those of us who are working or lazy bastards or daily, well, on this day you've got to batter your head in and get it all done. So the electricity meter's whizzing like fuck as we put stuff through the machine to get everything clean and put away for 10 o'clock at night. The oven's not been off all day. Tablecloth's been changed, ready to be dressed. It's normally dressed with the table cap, but Sarah was bamming them up and they took offence to it, so I don't know where he went, probably to save space in the spare room. So we're getting ready, but this year really needed to be reflected on. And there is a reason for the bounce in the polls here in Scotland. Because the Labour Party lied directly, not just to the people of the UK, but to the people of Scotland. And all the promises that Anna Sarwar made to the people, like the Waspie woman, and getting their situation resolved. Well, I guess it wasn't that big a lie. If there was resolved, they're getting fuck all. You know? Now, as I say, but I don't want to be, I want people to reflect on this year as we move into next year. We're moving into next year on positive polling. Trust in the Scottish Government is back up there. Distrust in the news is way up there. But the story of the day about the Scottish NHS could go bankrupt next year. No, it could. If the Parliament votes down the budget, but that's not going to fucking harm. Labour don't want an election. Tories don't want an election because of Reform UK. The Greens certainly don't want an election because they're way down the polls. Way down the polls. And the Lib Dems, well, they're irrelevant, so their support Scotland-wide will equate to 4 MSPs as usual. Or 5 MSPs as usual. Shetland, Orkney, a wee place in Fife, there's a couple of places in Edinburgh. So, polling getting into next year is positive. And I don't see Rachel Reeves or Starmer being able to turn things round. Because a lot of people will not be aware of this, but recently Rachel Reeves and Starmer have sent a letter out to the UK regulators asking them how to grow the economy because the government doesn't know how to do it. Imagine going to the regulator and saying, how do we grow this economy? Well, the first thing the regulator is going to say is, because they've all got vested interests, let's deregulate this fucking sector. And that means that the European market will get further and further away. This is just nuts stuff. But I hope you've all been paying attention. Now, we're 15 minutes in when we're reflecting on what's actually been happening in the media and this change of guard in the House of Thieves and Carpetbaggers. But now, I want to lighten the mood because you're all saying Happy New Year to each other. And in the spirit of that, as I won't see most of you later, I'll toast you now. Whiskies for after dinner. So, prost. Happy New Year when it comes, everyone. Let's say it's been a fascinating year. It really has. And Anna, we'll see you in the cafe later. Let's say, got a lot of things to do. I did say I was going for an hour, so let's see what's happening in the chat. Kaz, you're watching with your wee mammy. Can you think of a better place to be? And hey, say hello to your wee mammy for me. Some bum put a picture on my, I can't say some bum, but somebody put a picture on my timeline up. I'll have a wee look actually and see who it was. It's not nice to call people bums. But the picture took me by surprise because I might even share it with you in a minute. Because it told me that this person was somewhere else on the planet. Oh, too far down. I'll just refresh the page. This one sort of shocked me. Because I'm always in front of the camera. So I don't see how you guys are watching me. And this was quite fascinating. Because I've never seen myself on the telly before. Here it's here. Growing up watching telly, same as everybody else. Never seen myself on the television before. And this is in somebody else's house. That was pretty spooky. Wait a minute, I'll make it bigger. I'll split the screen. That was pretty spooky. So all you guys are watching on the telly. Wow, that was freaky. First thing I thought when I seen the picture was, who's that old duffer on the telly? Now, I say it's been a fascinating year, but it hasn't been a good year for everybody. Sorry about that, folks. The internet's busy today and I live in a wee village. But to go back to what I was saying, you guys have done amazing things this year. Amazing things. And we've already put out £1,600 to baby banks in December, thanks to you guys. There's another 8 right in the minute the bank's open on the 3rd. I should have had it done today, but I was busy. So those who receive the baby bank to receive money in December will get a couple £100 more at the beginning of January, and that's all thanks to you guys. It's very humbling. You guys are amongst the most caring people that I've run across in my life. You understand the struggles of each other, you understand the power of community, you understand the value of community. And we do things together, we get things done. Even if it's just supporting babies and families in our community, we get things done. And that's been another thing to reflect on this year. Because going by the first year, we've upped our contribution back to the community as a community, and I mean us all. From 400 quid a month to £750 a month. Hitting an area at a time, and the heartfelt thanks we get. And we keep explaining it's no us. It's no us. We're just in the administration. It's you guys. And we've gained a few subscribers in unlikely places like Mauchline and things like that, which are predominantly unionist places. You know? And it helps. Sorry about that. As this year winds down, and I'm doing a bit of reflection, it's one of the things that really makes it all worthwhile, and I mean that, is the end of each month phoning up different areas and saying, listen, we know times are hard, can this help? That really is. So, say on a cheery note, we're ending the year on a high. The change of guard at Westminster's helped as the people wake up to the fact that they were lied to. In fact, actually, people are paying attention. They were lied to 3 times by Starmer and his cronies. His 10 promises, his pledges, his missions. And to tell people you're going to renationalise the utilities to win their votes and then tell them to fuck off. To tell people you're going to drop the 2-child cap and drag hundreds of thousands of children out of poverty, and then turn around and renege on it and drive another 250,000 children out of poverty. You start to get an idea of who this guy is. He's a master deceiver. And then to support and spin the murder of multiple thousands of women and children. It's all helped in making the Scottish people and the people who have moved to Scotland from other parts of the world and down south look at that place and revile. It really is. And hey, come on, table cat, up you get. Come on, Charlie boy. The cat might be making an appearance. We'll see. So it's been an interesting year. Right, let's have a look at what you guys are saying. Oh aye, the Grangemouth thing. Scanner, I'm not going to be a quiet one. I'm going to join the cafe later and hopefully we're going to whip it up. And then at some point, I dare say I'll be talking to my brothers. So although Sarah and I are not going anywhere because the weather's wild, I don't know how it is where you are. And we've the soup's made, the pie's made. Sarah and I are no big on dessert, so we'll be having the dessert. I'm saying the pie's made. We'll still get the pie crust to bake, but the filling's made. So That'll be good. And then we'll, as I say, we'll be going into the ND2 Cafe pub, a Zoom meeting. You see, it is a day of reflection, allegedly. It's actually the National Day of Scrubbing Your fucking house. Sarah's no sloped. She's been terrifying the cat with a hoover, which has been interesting to watch. Aye. I've been in the kitchen. Cooking. Where is he? That's right, he's gone. So, once again, let's vote this in the chat. Gingers, if I was where you were, I would be worried about New Year. I also hope you're surprised, but I doubt it. The indie grannies, Karen and Lynn. You know, I'm going to wee sip of that coffee later, Karen. I've never tried it. I'm not a big spirit drinker. I'm no liqueur drinker, but I'll try it later. Because you sent it, and you sent me some lovely things this year. And you've always been great fun down through the decade and a bit we've known each other. And I can't remember what t-shirt I'll go on the day. No, I thought I had the Scottish Extremist one on the day, but I've no. Because I love both of them. They're brilliant. And you've all been very kind. But Ange surprised me the most. I got a chap at the door the other day, and there's a parcel arrived from Amazon. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Anyway, opens it up, and it's 3 packs of vitamins. And I forgot that Ange and I had been talking about how a letter got to me. It was for Thomas MacArthur, and he didn't know my address, so he just put Indie Truck Davy on it, Salisbury. And the postman got it to me. You know, which was quite funny. And I didn't know who it was from until Thomas told me. Anyway, Anne said to me, if I just put Indie Truck Davy on it, will I get to you? I said, aye, but what if I give you my postcode? I didn't know or if I did know, I forgot. It was vitamins she was sending me. So I'm taking magnesium, vitamin C, and vitamin D3 with something else in it every morning now. Thanks, Ange, for being concerned about my health. He says that he puffs on a fag. Sweet, you don't have somebody to do the tidying up for you. I love with Sarah, professional fucking cleaner and hygienist. She's not coming home to do the cleaning. That's a busman's holiday, you dafty. And hey, folks, if you don't know, Mad Monk 33 is my brother. Okay. I'll probably be speaking to him and the older brother a wee bit later tonight. They'll probably crash at the end of Two Cafe at some point. They'll all get into the cafe, but they'll crash soon. Because they'll be talking to me on Messenger. Always look forward to it. They're good guys. Oh, come on, Karen, know the day. You guys have done enough. Done enough for the year, Karen. Really. The indie grannies, Karen, you, me, and Lynn go back a long way now. Been ripping the piss out of me for years. I love it. You're a pair of devils. You really have. But know the day, guys. Come on, take a day off. You know, a lot of you have a family coming round. And or you'll have plans to go out for the evening. But Karen, You and Lynn have contributed so much to my life and through the years. It's been hilarious. So thank you. And has so many of you. And I mean that sincerely. For those of you outside Scotland who I haven't met, if you ever make it here, look me up. I'm no hard to find. Just ask somebody where Salisbury is and somebody will tell you around the Tuck Gravy was. Just stop the postman, he'll tell you. But don't all crowd my house at one time. It's only a 3-bedroom apartment. Kindness never takes a day off. That's very true, Julie. It is. And you guys are living proof of it. I've never been more proud, and I mean that, be a community. I mean, Dave and I have been part of the indie community now for over a decade, more actually, but since the campaign in 2012. The community has been built up in the groups on Facebook, and the community here on YouTube absolutely astonished me. I had no idea how strong it was. I had no idea the thirst there was for fresh content. Well, I look at YouTube and I go, 1 million subscribers, and then you watch a live stream and there's 15, 20, 30 viewers. But it's all relative to the size of the pond they're playing in. I mean, I've got friends who broadcast for England with substantial sized channels, which I've met through joining the YouTube community. But when you break it down per capita, actually it turns out this is quite a big channel. You know, this is a reasonable sized channel. And but as I say, the community, the community has been built up. I mean, Henry there. Henry's been as active online and offline as I have for more than the 12 years ago that the campaign took place, or the 12 years ago the campaign took place. So it's a good day for reflection as I cook my steak pie. Scanner, they poisoned Alex. No, I'm not taking that. Alex enjoys a rich life. And the idea that he was carrying a wee bit more weight than he should have, the idea that his heart may have been carrying a wee bit more fat than it should have, the man enjoyed his life and did well in all his endeavours. But I don't think they poisoned him. Yeah. But you never know. You never know. Yeah. You could always exhume him at some point in the future and have a look. They say, I'm only doing another day. And as I say, I'm here just to basically see what you're saying. Now, I'll drop a link into the comments if anybody wants to join and say hello with a few the last time. So if you're capable of coming in and saying Happy New Year to everyone, I'd love it. I say one of the biggest things that David and I have appreciated doing through the years has been the strength of community. I mean, even on the marches and things like that, where I see Karen and Lynn all the time, and generally they're ripping the pish, or having a laugh, or giving me something like the traffic cone, which had to move for Santa. And somebody asked me why Santa's on the naughty step. He's collecting names for next year's naughty list. But he said when he finished his job on Christmas Eve, and he wound up, him and Mrs. Claus popped in for a bevy and a meal. He's not went home yet. Mrs. Claus is pissed off at him. So, Santa's on the naughty step. Right now, who's having steak pie and who's having a curry? There's a question. Huh? Say and I are making our own steak pie. I'm doing the filling, Sarah will do the pastry. Dragons tend to be able to blast that stuff quite quick. So I hope that link works. I'll keep an eye on what's going on. If anybody wants to pop in and say hello. See, next year's looking grim, folks. But with the strength of this community, I know that we're all going to get through it. Because of the power of the community. If you're feeling a bit down, you can always just send a message, make a phone call, pop into MD2 Cafe and offload. There's always a Zoomer alive going on somewhere. As for me, just phone me. I hate fucking typing. I prefer to write with a pen and pad, as you know. So, if you're popping into Messenger and you've got something you want to tell me, or you think something's important, should pay attention to, just fucking phone me. Even when I'm at work, I've got the pods on. I don't even have to stop what I'm doing. I just press a wee button in my ear and hello. And that goes for Messenger and WhatsApp and fucking everything else. You want my attention? Just phone me. My phone number's out there. Because I really don't like typing. I do type, as you know. I don't like it. It's an outdated form of communication. Aye, you can always pop into Discord and all. Although I tend not to that open as much more. I haven't quite learned how to navigate it properly. And I haven't set up a Discord channel for the Two Davies. Because, as you know, guys, we're not in it for money. I have started TikTok. I don't know how long that one's going to last because you've got to constantly feed that beast to become popular. I don't have time. Mad Monk will drop you the Discord server for Mad Monk's channel into the chat. Christopher. Always like a chat with new people. And the other place you can find me is normally in MD2 Cafe. I'm normally in quite late on a Saturday night because I work at the weekends. But sometimes I'll pop in the afternoon or I'll pop in the evening. But even if I'm not there, pop in. The people in the cafe are wonderful. Hi Henry, I'm not that great with navigating these things. In fact, I'm not that great with tech. I don't know how the hell I managed to put all this together. I really don't. I mean, if I look at the guys that I'm talking to all the time on YouTube and things like that, they seem to be able to edit and all that sort of thing. No idea. None whatsoever. I need an assistant. Karen, you know we don't make money out of this. We don't take money out of this except for to give it away. So I can't afford an assistant. Well, Michael. My favourite meme, man. Happy New Year to you and the wife, mate, and I hope the camper van's working out well. But as I say, Michael, stop fucking sending me memes, and if you want to talk to me, fucking phone me. You're a lovely man. When you're getting hundreds of personal messages a day and 50% of them are just fucking silly, funny photographs, You can do without it. But if you want to talk to me, Michael, you know how to do it. It's not as if we haven't spoken in the past. Desiree, you're saying it's likes of Trump on TikTok. I wouldn't know. I don't actually watch TikTok. And I've only put out 5 short videos on TikTok. And I haven't learned how to put in what I need to put in to give people a background to the story. So TikTok's probably going to be something we'll see how it goes. I'll put maybe a short on TikTok a day and see if it picks up. Because we're in front. The polling looks good. I want to keep going on that. If TikTok helps reach some of the younger people in Scotland, then I'm willing to give it a go. Karen, you could, if you know how to edit videos there, I'll give you remote access to my computer. I trust you that much. Apart from that, there's nothing wrong with my computer. I'm very careful that I don't have bank details or fuck all like that on my computer. No, I'm not doing that stuff. So, no. We'll keep doing what we're doing. And if we can improve the content, if we can learn better and make it more slick, then we'll try. Or I'll try. I want the other Davey to concentrate on his health. He is doing much better. As you know, folks, he's had a remarkable year. Oh, something about steak pie. Steak pie tomorrow, Alex. 7 coming for dinner. So Sarah and I, in the true working class tradition, will have our New Year's dinner at 2200 the night, just before the bells. Because it sort of lines your stomach for the whiskey and that. But more importantly, traditionally, the 1st of January wasn't a day off. So when people were partaking in Hogmanay and having a wee drink, they traditionally ate steak pie to soak up the alcohol and get them ready to go to work the next day. I don't know if you knew that, by the way. Just a wee interesting fact to throw out there. It's the marketing, Mark. It's not the editing that's the issue, it's the marketing. Well, the best we can do through our streaming at this point in time, because of the size of the channel, is just put out notifications. Don't know how to. I can't buy ads and things like that to put out adverts. So I don't know what's marketing role. Thank you, Hugh. For the last show of the year, hit the like button on YouTube, please. You see, but I don't want to. I mean, there is a bright future ahead for Scotland if the people choose it. But they have to choose it. And that brings me to another good point that was brought up in one of the previous shows, and that is, looks like it'll be a yes. All we need is a date, and all we need is a method. That's pretty true. But we also need the weight of public opinion to make the politicians here in Scotland swing behind putting a date in front of us. So that means in 2026 we really need a whacking victory. A year out and the polling saying that's what we're going to get, no buying it. A lot of work to be done, folks. Now, so there's a split position here, as I can see. Some people are having their New Year dinner tomorrow. I dare say some will be having it tonight. Now here's another one. Now, in separate areas of Scotland, they add things into the steak pie. Sometimes out there in the Western Isles and things like that, they'll throw in a bit of haggis to beef it up. In Glasgow and the west of Scotland, what they'll do is they'll put in a spiced pork sausage. When I'm talking about spice, I'm talking about black pepper. A pepper's pork sausage to thicken up the filling and things like that. So where you are, is there any special ingredients you put into your steak pie? I'm interested. Oh, and by the way, what whiskey are you having the night of the bells? I'm interested in that and all. Oh, did I miss something for Chris? Oh, I did. You got both your girls signed up as S&P members. Good. Good. They can join for 14, I believe. Aye. Scallops in the west of Scotland, aye. In some places in the west, aye. I've seen that and all, where they cut the beef really thin, and they layer it over the top of the oysters, and then put in a thickened beef stock. I've seen that one. Aye, that's I think you're reading my mind tonight. That's one I bought for a friend recently for his nerdy. And I'd paid extra to Amazon to get it delivered to his address with just a wee note saying, for your service to the community. No letting them know who it came from. But unfortunately, because of the local businessman, Amazon mistakenly delivered to me. So I had to go and drop it at his fucking premises. And they never included a wee note I paid for that said for your service to your local community. But aye, I just bought a bottle of that. As I say, it wasn't for me. Can't remember what the other one said, I something tonight. There's a couple of them in there. Say I might have one, I might have another. I think I've got a Talisker in there, and I think there's a monkey shoulder in there and all. Now, when it comes to the blended whiskies, the one I'd like, if there's anybody out there in Europe can send me one, I'll pay for it, is a bottle of Dimple. Because it's only for the export market. And it's lovely. When it comes to blended whiskies. Now, when it comes to blended whiskies, me and my elder brother, me and my two brothers call them cooking whiskies. You know, the sort of thing you put in when you're cooking. But no, when it comes to a blended whiskey, I like a Dimple. And I haven't managed to get my hands on one for many, many years now. Due for you tonight, Hashbury. You want me to speak a wee bit louder, Simon says, because you've got to get your power drill out. Wow. Power drill on nerdy. Never heard of such a thing. Aye, I wouldn't mind a wee bit of Clooty dumpling as well, Desiree, but I can't really think of anybody left that knows how to make the fucking thing. I suppose there'll be recipes out there I could try it myself. Gillian, we can deal with the platitudes when I'm wind this up in 10 minutes. You know, from my house to your house, lang me your lum reek and all that stuff. You know, yeah, in about 10 minutes. Just the last 24 joke. You see, if if I'm in a wee bit of reflective mood right now, it's because this week, while I've not been broadcasting, I've been very, very upset with what I'm seeing in the press. I'm upset with what I'm seeing coming out of Westminster, especially. I'm a wee bit disappointed still with the vim and vigour coming out of the SNP here in Scotland. You'd think with the bounce it would give them a wee bit more oomph. And I also seen a comment talking about Jean Freeman taking an OBE and an honorary degree. I was a bit surprised about that actually. But she might have been offered the knighthood and knocked it back. We'll never know. And I don't remember the SNP, but I need to look it up, saying anything about no accepting honours. I think it was just no accepting a seat in the House of Lords, if I remember. But I'll look it up and let you know. So see, it's been quite a fascinating year. To see chaos replaced by George Osborne and austerity again, and to watch successive Westminster governments carry out the same social experiment, economic experiment, and watch it fail repeatedly, and see successive governments, including this one day again. It's nuts. Tina, why accept awards through the establishment? Well, there is two sort of links to that. And the Crown, well, there is a lot of people in the SNP who are royalists. We have to accept that. It's a broad church. The majority of us, 60% of us, want to be a republic, but that's a debate for another day. That is a debate for another day. That is not a debate for the here and now. We can decorate the house when we get the keys. Until we get the keys, we're only looking at a property that needs renovating. And we'll try to find a way to buy it. Or we'll try to find a way to take it back, actually. Because the people who have rented it from us have run it down and exploited it. Now, guys, I know this has been quite a deep one today. But that's the whole point of an end of year show. You reflect on it. You reflect on the year. I look at our collective achievements and I look at the collective failures. It's just how it works. For me, I don't know how you'll round up this year. I don't know how you'll summarise this year in your mind. And I don't know how you as individuals will see the future. But what I do know as a collective, as a group, we can make a difference. We can make a big difference. There's many ways we can do it. We can financially support each other through donating to our food bank fund. And we can get out there and we can convince our neighbours, our friends and our family that the right thing to do would be to take responsibility for what happens within our borders into our own hands. And that's not because we think we're elitist, it's not because we think we're blood and soil nationalists, it's just because we realise that the best people to make decisions for us are us. And I think that's why I like to round up the year, is to remind everybody that the best person to make a decision in your life is you. So the best people to make a decision on our collective lives is us. And I take that back to the sense of community that we feel here. And the fact that it's worthwhile David and I doing what we do, and it's worthwhile knowing you all as friends and as contributors, because there is a greater good. There isn't just the taking back control and charting a different course. There's also the work that we do within the community. And for that, I'm very proud to be associated with every single person who watches this channel. The thousands of subscribers, the thousands of you who visit the channel each week. Now, we're a wee bit unusual when it comes to viewing figures and subscribers, because 76% of our viewers are subscribers. And the viewing figures reflect it. At this point in time, because we've split the audience, about 1,800 people a day between the two audiences watch the channel. And that's brilliant. And a fish pond the size that we're in, that's massive. And that's an impact we can all make. And that's an impact we are all making on two fronts. And that's driving forward the cause of self-determination and driving forward the good work that we all collectively do in our communities. Because you guys doing a massive amount of things in our communities. It's not just giving money to us, it's what the people we give it to can achieve in their communities. It's thanks to this community that we've built up on Facebook, we've built up on YouTube, thanks to the welcome. The welcoming we've had for YouTube. And it would appear that TikTok is starting to pick up as well. And you're right, Kevin. Past disappointments are a learning curve. And we're a smart people. That I can say. Now to everybody, as we get to the end of this one, because I say I was only going to hang about for now. Got a lot to do. It's National Scrub the House Day. And Sarah's finished scrubbing her proportion. So now it's time for Davey to get back in the kitchen and get on with his duties. Now, every single one of you, everybody who's watched this, who's watching it live, everybody who will watch it on a watch back, and to you all, the moderators, the contributors, and comments. I don't mean financially. That goes without saying, because that money's no for us. As you know, we don't keep a penny. Not a single penny. And no matter how big this channel gets, that's been David and I's ethic since we joined the independence movement, and that's well over 2 decades ago. We're not interested in your money, we're only interested in achieving a goal and if helping to feed people along that way will swing them to our way of thinking, because they'll realise that their imperial masters down that road are not feeding them. I'm in. You guys are in. And I can't thank you enough. From the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of Sarah's heart, from the bottom of David's heart and his family's heart, from my house to your house, lang may your long reach, and lang may this community continue and grow. Look forward to 2025, folks. Keep your eyes on the prize, and as the other Davy would say, independence, independence, independence is the answer. The evolution has failed. The next step is self-determination. I'll end on a smile. Happy New Year when it comes. Whatever it throws at us, we'll get through together. We'll get through it all together. And we'll see you after the bells. Look after each other. And as Colin from Portsmouth would say, love to the family. Bye for now.